Hello YouTube land! Check your clocks, it's amateur hour time! Welcome back to another episode of Danganronpa. In the last episode, we investigated, honestly, I don't know who died. I genuinely don't know who passed away, if I should say. Let me check the truth bullets again. Well, at least the Monokuma file will give me an example. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. Yeah, we don't know who this person is. Luckily, it wasn't Kyoko, because Kyoko showed up at the last second, and then we learned about someone named Mukuro Ikusaba. That's a name that's been kind of flowing about throughout the whole school between us, and it could be them. It could very well be them who got murdered, I guess. We assumed it was the mastermind at first, but then Monokuma came back because, Monokuma. So it wasn't the mastermind. So we don't know who this is, which I'm pretty sure we're going to discuss in the class trial. So yeah, there's a lot going on in this case right now, which I have to figure out the truth of. So let's go. I'm gonna just be quiet and jump right into it and have some fun so we can get this out the way. I don't know how long this is going to be, because we know these class trials can take a bit. So let me just sit in the class trial with you guys, think about this myself, and get to the answer as anyone else. So until then, let's jump and have some fun. You know what to do, guys. Leave a like for Danganronpa. Leave a like for the court preparation. Chapter 5, the 5th class trial. Jesus, it doesn't end. But if you enjoy my content, be sure to subscribe. It'll be an honor to have you as part of the Cuckoo crew. I'll welcome you with open arms, but without further ado, let's get this started. Finish preparations. Last trial. All rise. Oh, God.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
You suck.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
Yes, because honestly, none of us have died. So who is this?
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
Kyoko's right here, hero.
Kyoko's standing right there.
Yes.
No, that's a ghost.
Oh my God, hero.
But she has legs and
She
stuff.
has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
Man, it's wild how the unexplainable can just be explained by the latest evolution of ghosts. You know, there's not just one ghost. Ghosts have to evolve just as much as people. Just as the living, the dead too can evolve. And I find that fascinating.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness. My God.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right?
Just for Hero.
Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Because he believes for like wholeheartedly that Kyoko is a ghost right now.
Her traits?
One important trait Kyoko has that proves the body doesn't belong to her is gloves?
I got it!
Yeah.
I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
The other one's not wearing gloves.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
Yeah.
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion.
No, we didn't see any gloves though before the explosion though.
I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
There's no way that corpse was Kyoko. But if I can't prove why, we're going to be stuck here and the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to... Okay. We got, honestly, this whole segment is just trying to convince Hiro that Kyoko's not a ghost. Tattoo on the right hand, body analysis, fake nails. Okay. Dang it, Hiro.
Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
We're trying.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
We're trying.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
Yep.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
No, Hiro.
That corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
He's really...
This entire discussion is idiotic.
This entire discussion is idiotic. Like, literally, this entire segment of this non-stop debate is trying to tell Hiro that she's not a ghost. This is Hiro's fault right here. Dang it, Hiro.
Kyoko there is just a ghost.
I cannot believe this. I like how Byakuya's not involved in this whatsoever, because he knows for sure that this is idiotic.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
This is funny.
Burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah.
Get out of here, Hiro. Oh, not that one. What's wrong? Did I say something weird?
Shoot.
I need to think about it one more time. There must be a contradiction in there somewhere. Okay, so it's not the tattoo.
There is just a ghost.
Fake nails? Fake nails. The long body was wearing notably long fake nails. Okay. Body analysis. The explosion has burnt the upper half of the body beyond recognition. The upper half of the body remained on fire and had to be extinguished. Because of this, the upper half was soaking wet, while the bottom half was dry. It looks very thin, but I'm gonna go with fake nails next. Come on, Hiro.
Prove it. The dead body wasn't wearing.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
There were no gloves, Hiro.
Must have been wearing gloves.
God, flippity doo dah, dang it.
This entire discussion is
This
idiotic.
entire discussion is idiotic. Byakuya is not involved in this one.
Okay, then prove it.
The dead body wasn't.
They got burnt up in the...
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah. Wearing gloves.
I hate this. I need more focus. I think that's what it is.
Discussion is
I don't have a lot of stars, but I got plenty of hearts.
Kyoko. Okay, then prove it.
The dead body wasn't.
They got burnt up in...
Then she was wearing gloves.
Well, yeah. She must have.
Thank you.
No, it's wrong.
Come on, Hiro. I love you, but man.
No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember?
I guess you can't put on gloves if you have fake nails.
I imagine trying to wear gloves
Yeah.
and nails like that would have been a pretty big pain.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was going for. Like, if you can't wear gloves with big old nails like that, kind of a wild thing to do.
Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Huh. Yeah, true.
Jeez, man. You don't know women, huh? You're complicated like that.
I'm sorry, what?
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
You're the ghost after all.
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
But we knew this already.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Thank you, Byakuya. Allow us to come to the light with your guidance.
Okay, so then. Who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That entire segment was not needed at all. But Hiro was convinced. Alright.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Oh man. I think Hiro and Byakuya would be awesome friends too. Just Byakuya just trying to cope with Hiro. It's like a Squidward SpongeBob type deal. Like, I like you, but I also hate you. More to the hate point, but There's something's inside my body that says I like you too, though, for some reason. Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. Okay. We did it. We did it, boys and girls. Kyoko's not dead. Sprinklers, body analysis, and the tattoo. Alright.
If Kyoko really is still alive,
I can't with you.
then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. Oh, yes. Her face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
It really wasn't.
Oh, if we can't identify the body...
I got it.
And there's nothing else we can do, right?
The tattoo can help us. We need to find out who the victim was before we can do anything else. That would really suck if we honestly did not know who died and we still gotta figure out who killed them. Yikes. Boink. Yep, the tattoo. No, that's wrong. Break.
There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real? If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Got it.
Seriously? You really did something that humiliating?
They branded it. That's what it was.
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
If you compare the tattoo to other information we have, the victim's identity should become clear. Which was the chicken coop, obviously. That one.
I got it!
Mukuro Ikusaba.
Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Oh yeah, we also learned that she's the ultimate soldier, which is awesome.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad
They get a tattoo of that bad boy.
would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
I will get it on my booty cheeks. On my booty cheeks. On my booty cheeks.
Fenrir?
They just said that it was a tattoo that could be placed on your body. It doesn't necessarily have to be shown, right? They'd be like, how do you know that you're a member of Fenrir? I'm like, oh, buddy, you're about to get what's coming to you. Take a look at my booty cheeks. The image that represents Fenrir is... It's not a dog, it's a wolf, right? Oh yeah, so yeah. It's a wolf. Wolf. W-O-L. I need an F. Give me an F. F. Yeah, wolf. It ain't no doggy, it's a wolfie. But then again, wolf and dogs are in the same class, I guess. It's like cats and tigers.
The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Aroo.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge world-ending wolf race. He's the child of the trickster god Loki.
Huh,
and the female
Loki.
giant.
Nice.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo. And that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf. Which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
Okay, so the victim was Mukuro. Dang, we don't even know this person. They just showed up out of nowhere and they died. That's very unfortunate.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Wait, and who did this? Who had the time to get this unknown person?
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool last trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
Yeah, that's what she told me.
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time?
Right.
And when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Right. She literally entered the chat immediately just to get banned. Like that's a perfect description.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us, just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
Hey, that's a big gamble.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Huh.
Then one of us killed Mukuro?
We killed somebody not even knowing who they are. I find that completely wild.
Wait, no. There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along.
17th. Man, hero.
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
I love you, hero, but by God.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Don't ask me. I'm just in the dark as any of you.
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Oh, that's right. Oh, they're gonna try to hit me with the crime too. You know what? Oh dear.
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Based on what we know, there can only be two suspects. Yeah, me and Kyoko.
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
Right, because they were dismantling Monokuma.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma.
And during that time, I was going through a sick. I got the ick. So I got the ick. So I stayed in my room the entire time. Someone tried to attack me. I guess they failed. Kyoko popped up in my room, that I remember. And then, yeah. Apparently they've been knocking on my door.
The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
Exactly so.
So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it. I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name. You know, again.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
I mean, that's all I gotta do, right?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want. What a guy.
Nakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at, well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
So this was at night. After 10. I thought it was daytime, no?
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
Okay, we found the body, I know, around morning. So 9, yeah, like 9 a.m.?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? She went to go get the pickaxe.
So what time was the body discovered? It will be at 9.
I got it!
Yeah.
The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
So the murder occurred at night, or so around 10, after 10 o'clock, but it was discovered at 9 in the morning. Dang. It's always at night. You guys are freaks at night, I swear. Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock. So it's probably 9 on the dot now. Okay, go get the pickaxe and be back here by 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
That's a big gap of time.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock.
Yeah, that's when I was getting sick, right?
But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
It's 7:30. That's also the time when the sprinklers are going to turn on in the garden.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
The murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m., and I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. till 7:30 a.m. Okay then, looks like the game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, then I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. Okay? So we're just clearing our name, basically. Sprinklers, body analysis, fragments near the dead body. Okay. I want to say the sprinklers might come into play since we're talking about time.
Frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock
10, 11, 12, 1,
and 9 o'clock in the morning.
2 o'clock.
Yep, and Makoto
3
doesn't
o'clock.
have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock.
4, 5, 6, 7:30. Boom. Not the sprinklers. Okay. Come on, Makoto, don't scare me like that. If you think something weird's going on. Need to think about it one more time. There must be a contradiction in there somewhere. Okay.
We've established a time frame for the murder.
Maybe I got a truth flashback.
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder.
Or 9:30.
So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
The incident took place in the garden, right? If I remember, there's something that happens there every morning at a certain time. Yeah, the sprinklers.
We've established a time frame for the murder.
But I hit it on that one.
Somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto
Oops.
doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Yeah, not the sprinklers. Huh.
We've established
Okay,
a time frame
let's
for the
see.
murder. It took
Body
place
analysis?
somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Not that either? What? Nothing has to be done at 7:30. I know the sprinklers come on,
We've established a time frame for the murder.
and I got a truth flash back
It
then.
took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night
And 9 o'clock in. Yep, and Makoto just.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Okay, to 7:30.
enough time
To commit murder, I should. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time. We've
Oh, I can only try this.
frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between.
Oh? What? You think there's some mistake lurking in what I said? Okay, not that. Okay, I'm kind of hurting here.
We've
I'm
established
kind
a
of hurting.
time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night
There's only
And
2
9 o'clock in the.
things.
And Makoto doesn't.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Ah. Okay, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Let me check my stuff. Sprinklers. It has to be sprinklers. The sprinklers are programmed to come on every morning at 7:30. Yes, I know that. And this time is impossible to change. As such, it can be assumed that if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, it would have gotten wet before 7:30. Okay. So, sprinklers
We've
gotta
established
come in there
a
at
time
some
frame
point.
for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night
Thank you. Yeah, sprinklers pop in, so it's not 10 o'clock at night. The body would have been wet.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Would that? Do you think that would have helped with the explosion on the fire on the body?
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
The top part, I would assume.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet?
That's
How dare you spew such indecent words?
not that.
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinklers, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Would you just listen to what we gotta say?
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why.
I need to prove that it wasn't the sprinklers that got the body wet. Didn't Makoto throw a bucket of water on her? All I have to do is hit Toko with certain evidence and that should do it. Yeah, it's the freaking, oh, the bucket. I smacked her with a bucket. You fool.
I admit nothing. No! Are you trying to blame me?
No.
Nothing. No! That's enough! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. No! That's enough! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. No! That's enough! Are you trying to blame
All right.
me? How can you say it wasn't the sprinkler?
Body before the explosion. Okay. Okay, not that.
I'm right about this. I admit nothing.
What do we got?
How can you say it wasn't the sprinkler?
Body analysis.
This should prove it.
This should prove it. Okay, so, oh wait, the body, yeah, the body wasn't wet before, it was after.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac! I'm so sick of her.
I'm so sick of her. Like, they got the top wet, but not the bottom part. Like, what is going on with this? Let's just move on. Yeah, nasty.
The reason only the top half was wet was because
I slammed her with a bucket. Easy.
while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
I threw that bucket.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
I guess I didn't have to explain why I got the ick.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
You can defend yourself, right? Kyoko's the only one without an alibi. Which would mean that Mukuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
I know not what you mean, but go on. Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
What you mean? What?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Oh, oh God. Knot got in my throat. Oh God, I'm choking. Hold on, I think I know where she's getting at. It could be the tarp, right?
Interesting. I'm listening.
I almost choked in the class trial. I'm listening though.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
Yeah, and that will be the tarp. But that won't explain why it's dirty though. A certain something at the scene was used to cover the body. Could it have been? Yeah, the tarp.
I got it!
Yee.
talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick.
Of course I am. You're trying to, I don't know, you're trying to like debate with me.
You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water.
But why is it stanky and dirty?
In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that.
Oh, well.
Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water.
That must be some real dirty water then. If that's the case.
The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean.
But why would they need to do that if that's the case?
This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
To throw off
Why
the,
would they go
yeah,
to all
thank you.
that effort just to keep the body from getting wet.
To throw off time frames?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Oh heck no. She's trying to throw it back to me as the killer. Oh heck no. Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No. Can't think about that right now. That tarp. If it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? There would be blood on it. The body.
Something's not right.
All right, let me take your argument and swing it right back at you.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. Yeah, time to swing it back. Oh man, she is trying to pin me for the crime. Okay, body before the explosion sounds like the proper thing. So,
By covering the body with the tarp,
oink.
the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side was the sprinkler got that side wet.
Because there was blood on
The
it.
underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
Right.
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Nope. There'd be blood on it.
No, it's wrong.
There'd be blood on it.
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right?
Right.
Yakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
Washed it with what?
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Thus washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Camouflage? Huh? The blood was camouflage?
What if,
I don't get it.
after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
What? Huh?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office.
Fair, but we would have known if someone could have just checked and they would have been missing, right?
That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
They got blood from right there in the garden, right? Which must mean... blood in... Oh! I got it. I'm raising my hand. The chickens. The number of chickens in the chicken coop had decreased from 5 to 4. Yeah. Oh, poor chicken. A victim of circumstance.
Chicken blood?
Yeah.
What? Chicken blood?
Victim of
When I checked
circumstance.
the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens.
How there's 4?
But after the murder, there were only 4.
Dang, they just grabbed a chicken and just said, your time in the light is over. They didn't even cook it properly either. They just didn't bother. They just threw it away like any other. Where would we find the chicken, you think? Or did they just take it with them?
Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
That's what I would have said.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around.
They could have very well, you know, cut themselves.
Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body.
Yeah. But it's just on top.
That's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
Huh. Maybe that's the tarp.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
Huh.
They covered it beforehand?
I wonder where.
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp.
Okay.
Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they've already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred.
Man, you murderers are so finicky with time. I've noticed that.
They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body.
And where was the coat?
They'd be done in no time.
Maybe, but still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no, I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
Yoko. Stop.
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
Yoko, stop. What is she doing?
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
Oh, this really sucks that I was sick the entire time. My sickness is very bad luck. The ick is gonna kill me. And the suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. Ah, this guy's dead body has been added to the truth bullets. Okay, we got a new one.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one.
I gotta look at that bullet now. Gotta look at it. My life's on the line here. This guy's dead body. Ugh. The murder took place before the sprinklers turned on. The suspect covered the body with a tarp to prevent it from getting wet. Later, when they removed the tarp, the suspect placed the white jacket on the body. This jacket had previously been treated with blood to make it look like the corpse had been wearing it. Right, due to an unfortunate passing of a chicken. Oh, God.
Makoto's alibi is no good.
I hate this.
Once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
I hate this. Kyoko, I could have just walked free. That's all you had to do.
We're serious, man. Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
I would be down for that, funny enough. Let's see my luck hold out and flip a coin. Let's see who did it. And then if it's heads or tails, then they did it.
Oh,
See? Pretty good idea, right?
no, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
Oh, she's gonna say that's from my room, isn't it?
One we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back.
Yeah, wouldn't there be blood on the floor then?
So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before.
You didn't see it in my room, did you?
That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Clearly I didn't have it. Listen, more important, now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it? Can't let Toko keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might do. I don't want it anyway. What to do? Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? Huh? Me?
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
Ina, what are you doing? Panicking. Panicking.
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier. Yeah. Then why did you hide that fact?
It's not that I hid it. It's just...
The fog is coming. I couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 1,000% convinced.
Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. Okay, now it's just a fight of my just defending myself. Dang it, Kyoko, and she's just sitting there silent. All right, disguise, fragment near the body. Oh boy, I am dead.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body. It's the same one we gave to Makoto. It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then... that seals it! Makoto did it!
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
No.
So there's no question.
Right?
You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
Stab, stab.
Horrible man you are, Makoto.
I hate you all. I hate all of you. I used that knife to kill Bukuro. No, there's no way. I don't know what could have died.
We found lodged in the dead body.
Fragments near the dead body. Oh god,
Same one we gave
that's
to
not what I wanted.
Makoto.
Fragments. There were bits of charred debris near the body. It should be noted that the bomb which had been removed from Monokuma in the gym had disappeared. It's hard to imagine these two events are unrelated. All right.
It really is, isn't it?
Go to body analysis.
If he did have that knife before, then...
Go to body. Yeah. I think I want to say it's the fragments near the dead body.
that seals it!
Or the disguise.
Makoto did it!
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her.
Yeah, okay, that's also part of the disguise. The stab wound.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her!
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with a tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body.
Right.
Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice.
Oh my god.
Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
The victim was stabbed twice in the same spot? No, there's no way that's possible. Maybe the file itself. Single time, yeah. The Monokuma file literally says one time.
The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. Totally forgot about that.
Dang it, hero.
Then the knife.
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
Now I think the fragments come into play here.
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion.
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
The answer is obvious. Aliens. I mean, I can tell you exactly how that happened. Aliens. Easy.
Go ahead, Makoto.
Right?
Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
If you don't say anything, nothing's gonna get done. I like Byakuya. There's only one explanation I can think for the explosion. Fragments.
I got it!
It beat a bomb. Someone
After
took the
explosion,
bomb.
We found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural. Because, of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that
Going back to you, girl.
is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Come on, let's play catch. Let's play catch the culprit. All right, tossing the ball to you now. You want to refute me again?
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
Nah. She's throwing my name in suspicion. I'm throwing her name in suspicion. An eye for an eye. That's how this works.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate. Focus. Concentrate. Okay, what really killed Mukuro? Was it a stab wound? So, Monokuma File 5, Exploded Body Analysis. Maybe the file has something in here.
Then shall
What we got?
continue the debate?
Well done. The victim, they were dead before the blast. They've been stabbed with a single time. They also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these are at least several days old. Okay, metal pipe. Something as thick as a metal pipe. A blunt object. Wonder what that could be.
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
I could probably just hit it right there, honestly.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Yeah. I can only think of one thing that could have killed her. Maybe I got a truth flashback? Ooh.
The victim's fatal injury has
Hold up.
correct?
There we go.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't because of... And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was...
Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it's the other way around. Because I feel like this is a
Shall we continue the debate?
thingamadoodle.
Victim's fatal injury.
The explosion didn't kill her.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't...
Wasn't the knife.
Oh, yeah.
According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was
Hit on the back of her head.
More than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire...
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be...
Got it. All right, cool. I did have to do a truth flashback. It just made sense because there was just so many words that were popping up.
Mikuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
But from what? It was thick as a metal pipe.
wounds all over the rest of her body. They didn't have anything to do with it?
Didn't sound like it.
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blows to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon? The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
I wonder what makes an object blunt. I know we always say it, like in murder cases and such, but what truly makes an object blunt? Like, why do we gotta put blunt object as a thing, you know? But I'm just I'm prolonging the trial. Let's just continue. That this is something Byakuya would not want to listen to.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe.
No, hero.
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
God, I need Hero more for non-stop debates. He's like literally the only part of happiness in this entire game.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
Makes sense, but wouldn't you get kind of, stabbed?
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
Call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground, and spit on it.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Oh God.
Seriously?
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We do?
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
Not quite. Kyoko? The real murder weapon. Oh God. Okay, let's see. Body was found. Not the knife. It was a tarp. Suffocated. The chickens attacked when they realized their friend was missing. Byakuya did it. The profile. Motokuma's account. Woodblock key. Titanium arrows. Bloody duct tape. Titanium arrows. There appear to be 10 in total. Oh, maybe the arrows. But I don't understand how they could be blunt.
Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something, and that's what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
I guess if you hit her hard enough with an arrow, if it's titanium.
Arrow.
Whap.
That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
The whooping stick.
There's no doubt about it.
Let me get my whooping stick. It's just a straight up arrow. Whap.
Are you sure? That sounds kind of weird. Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right! I'm not backtalking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
I don't blame Hima for doubting it, but there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. One more secret. The titanium, right? Like I said, it was titanium. Duct tape, key, arrows. Okay.
The titanium arrow.
Sounds very legendary.
It was in the dojo locker, right?
Yeah. Yes, Queen.
I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file,
Uh.
it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right?
Uh-huh.
It seems like an arrow would just be too thin. Talking back to Master.
Too thin. Oh! Oh!
You have no right!
Now it makes sense. Yeah, okay, now the tape actually is the thing. There's no doubt that the arrow is the murder weapon, but there's more to it than that. Yeah, now it makes sense. That's why that also was in the locker. And they taped up those arrows. Yeah, they taped up the arrows and made it into a bunch. Now it makes sense. Dang, that's thick as a metal pipe. Yikes.
You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
I was thinking like they used the bloody duct tape as like a bandage for like, I don't know, when they got attacked or something. Because it just would have been too much to go down to the nurse's office to get proper bandages or something. Because who knows, the blood might drip to the floor and make a whole trail and yada yada yada.
Another weapon?
Yeah, the tape.
Dojo locker, we also found a balled up wad of duct tape. The killer probably uses duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together
Yeah.
using duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
When she's hitting us with the literature lesson, she doesn't stutter, I've noticed.
Damn, that's harsh.
That's harsh. Ouch.
How is it harsh? You even understand.
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course, don't we, Makoto?
We do. We found a key in her room, but that doesn't make sense. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. How did she? We found. Let me put it up. I'm pretty sure they're gonna explain it, but let me just show you right now. We found this in Kyoko's room, her dorm, I should say. But that doesn't make sense because she was locked out of her room. She literally gave Byakuya's key to her room to Byakuya. We had to unlock it to get into that room. So how did Kyoko get that and put that in her room when she's not even able to get in her room? Huh. That's weird. There can't be a second key, right?
What's the matter?
I'm just a little...
Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to. The death of us all, remember?
Of course I remember.
Then show us. show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
See, I was kind of adamant in doing the whole toss the ball of who the murderer is, but now that I just thought of that, that doesn't feel right. I have evidence? Evidence that Kyoko went to the dojo. It would be... I'm throwing it in.
The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
This was in your room, girl.
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just, there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something.
The fog is coming.
You were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What?
That would make sense because I was about to be attacked. She was protecting me? Then does that mean she... Fog is coming. She knew I was being attacked. And she came to my rescue. Babe. Oh no. Then that could revolve around her still killing Mukuro because she was protecting me. Oh no. Oh no. Could that be when... Which would mean that Kyoko... She killed someone. For me?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it.
Yeah, you have the freaking key.
Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
What? Byakuya should know better than anyone? What does that mean? He has the key. Literally. Come on, Byakuya, don't forget. The body was found. Byakuya's account. That Byakuya's own statement should be.
What do you mean?
Let me see. Byakuya also said that Hiro, none of them were alone. Okay, never mind. Okay, when the body was found, how about that? Body was found. Ugh. Okay, Makoto wakes to the morning announcement. Makoto arrives in the hall. Makoto meets the others in the gym. Jesus. All right.
Exactly what I said.
Oh God. Key. Nope.
I'm not the killer.
Uh.
You should understand that more than anyone here.
Because he had the key.
What are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct?
Uh-huh.
Could I really have done that?
Oh, God. Byakuya should know that Kyoko didn't do it. But why him? Why are you guys acting so nonchalant about this?
What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer.
Not the killer. Wait, that's
You should
that.
understand that
Yeah,
more
yeah,
than
that.
anyone
Not the killer, I think.
Master would never hide.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
Or maybe I do that one.
Is that what you're saying?
There's proof.
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo lock and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But
I'm so confused as to what it could be.
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly what I'm not the killer.
There's proof. Okay, not that. Not that. What does it have to do with what I said? Or do you just not know what you're doing? Kind of both. Kind of a bit of both. What if I just hit the woodblock key on not the killer?
exactly what I said. I'm not the killer.
Boink. Okay. I'm a fool. Okay, there's proof.
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly what I'm not the killer. You should understand. Master would never.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory.
Or actually, I should do the other one.
And then left the locker key in my own room.
There we go. The locker key in my own room. That should be the proof.
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly what I'm not the killer.
You
The
should
locker
understand
key in
what
my
I
own
am.
room.
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you are.
Got it. Phew. Yeah, she's. You had the key, bud.
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room
Why not?
because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant.
My lord.
And if I had the key to your room,
Then obviously I had no way of getting in.
What if you left it unlocked? Someone's gonna say that.
Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
it would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
Oh, that's not actually true. What are you talking about? There was a clear contradiction in what Kyoko just told us. An obvious lie. But this just isn't like her. To try and save herself with such a desperate lie. Does she really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Was there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of the school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen. This is a trap the Mastermind has laid for us. Mastermind's trap. The Mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko? But what if it's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I... The Mastermind's trap? The victim was Mukuro. Kyoko killed her? What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The Mastermind's trap. If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. We know the danger, but if that risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice. Am I wrong? What do I do? I have to decide right here and now whether or not to expose Kyoko's lie. Run away. Pursue or let go. I mean... I don't got a time limit, so that's good. We'll pursue.
There was a lie hidden within Kyoko's statement just now.
A lie?
Isn't that right, Kyoko?
You said it. The burden of proof is on you.
Ah, I wish I knew I had the proof.
So let's hear it. Where's this lie, then?
Kyoko's definitely lying, and it must be because there's some other deeper truth she wants to keep hidden. I wish I knew what this... Now I gotta provide the proof. I hate it. Make your argument. Yeah, oh. There's so many accounts.
I didn't have the key to my room.
Okay, yeah, I gotta look at the accounts now. There was no corpse in the garden just after last night. The murder must have taken place sometime after that. Byakuya said that he, Hiro, Toko, and Aoi were in the gym the entire night. Okay, Monokuma. Apparently the killing game began with 16 students. It assumed that Mukuro was the 16th one. Monokuma also revealed that the reason Kyoko wears gloves is to hide something she doesn't want anyone to see. Alright, and Kyoko. Oh, that makes sense. She had a master key. Right? She used the secret tool, which game... Yep. Oh, Kyoko.
Because I've given it to Byakuya. There's no doubt about that, right?
Yeah, she has a master key. She could have easily gotten in her room.
So I couldn't possibly have gotten into my room.
Oh. Oh, Kyoko.
No. Kyoko could have gotten into her room. You said so yourself, didn't you, Kyoko?
Actually, to be precise, not quite. I'd use Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What?
Monokuma's secret tool?
Kyoko stole it from the headmaster's room. It lets you get into any room in the school, which means she could have used it to get into her own room.
Oh, God.
Then I guess that's it.
Like, well.
You're giving up just like that? You admit to killing...
No, I'm simply recognizing that I lost.
What are you talking about?
Like I said, this was a trap, and I wasn't able to escape it.
Dang, she said, I never said that I admitted to killing her. I just saying that I lost.
So I lost.
Yeah, so I lost.
That's all this means.
Then, you saying you really didn't... Kyoko, you really aren't the killer?
Dang.
Okay, time's up!
Oh, you suck.
Huh?
No, she actually didn't do it.
I'm
What?
sorry to say, but your time is up. All done, all finished. The class trial is all over.
But that's ridiculous! Since when is there any...
It's because you were late, so the trial started late and time ran out. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you. But I guess we already know who the blackened is, don't we?
Oh, dang. No, she actually didn't do it. Oh, no. We made a mistake. This is my fault. This is my fault. Like I said, I was all right with the whole tossing the ball, but no, she actually didn't do it. Oh, we are screwed. Good job. You got it right. Brilliantly right. You got it right? Does that mean Kyoko really is the killer? But something strange is going on here. There's something wrong with this whole class trial. Kyoko.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
I prepared an extra special punishment this time. Is everyone ready? Okay then.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
And he's immediately jumping into the punishment. This doesn't seem right. Oh no. Game over. Kyoko has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Not so soon? Oh, I am so sorry. She's not the killer. What's going on? She's in the desk. Oh, what's that behind her? Oh, what is that? Oh, dear. I do not like this. Honestly, in my word, like, my biggest, like, fear of death, like, the worst way to die is getting crushed. That's what that looks like. Ah. After school lesson. Like, just hearing it behind you, and you're just going backwards and not looking at it. Oh man. Yeah, just oh, it's getting closer. Oh, I feel bad for Kyoko too. I'd be shaking so hard. Oh, and it got her. Oh man, that's actually frightening. She can't look back or anything. She can just hear it getting closer and closer. And that's how the class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba came to an end. I still had to wonder whether Kyoko was actually innocent or... Regardless, the truth was lost forever. Even for me. I just stopped thinking about it. That was the end of Mukuro's class trial. And in the end, it would prove to be our last class trial. Once that case was over, there was never a single murder at Hope's Peak ever again. We had obtained peace in exchange for the lives of all the others. What? Oh, sweet Jesus. What is this? Oh god, so Hiro's prediction came true. My kid, Hiro's kid, even Byakuya's kid are from the same mother, which is Hina, and apparently Toko died at some point. She passed away. Oh, this is frightening. No. Peace, but only inside the school. Being Byakuya in a jacket is wild. Peace, but only for us. That was the only hope we had. Hope. Hope. Hope? This is hope?
No! This isn't right!
I'm back. Huh?
Makoto, why are you staring off into space?
Oh, thank God it didn't come true. Ah, I'm fine. Her claim? Oh, that's right. I have to... Do I expose Kyoko's lie or not? Oh my god, I am so happy that didn't happen. Oh man, I felt so bad. What do I do? Okay, so... You let it go? I made my decision. I have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she would kill someone. My god, I feel relieved because of that, but it was frightening to see what could have happened. There has to be some secret here, something that has to do with the mastermind's trap that Kyoko mentioned.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it.
Yeah, and another thing I noticed, we didn't do the whole closing thing either. You know, with the comic book, that didn't happen. So that was a little weird.
I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
Wasn't me.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
Oh, it's going back to me. Oh.
It had to be Makoto.
And the ball gets passed to me.
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial.
Yeah, that part already got me like, what's going on here?
And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up.
What?
Huh?
Time's up. Class trial's all over. Everyone can stop talking now.
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for
wait.
voting time.
No,
okay?
no.
Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you.
Voting time?
You guys are not gonna vote for me, are you? Oh, Lord. Oh, well, it's over. What? That makes no sense. I got an A, though. Yay me. But, huh?
Now, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Please don't vote for me. Vote for someone else. Not Kyoko, but just someone else. Oh, God, why? No, Stop. What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. It's all your fault. Everyone, you're wrong. You've got it all wrong. I didn't do it.
Yes, indeed.
Job, everyone. Good job?
Yep.
Yeah, they got it right. No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. This whole trial doesn't make any sense.
Hey.
It makes perfect sense. It's the same as always. It's just like all the other class trials, and I'm gonna end it the same way.
Thrills,
It's time for your heart-pounding, positively thrilling punishment. Wait, why do I... Kyoko, help! Kyoko, help! Kyoko!
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
Kyoko?
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
You all sent me to death. You all sent me to death and I didn't do it. Game over. Makoto has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. You killed me. All of you. Oh, God. Oh, it's the same one, isn't it? It is the same one. No, not this. No, no, no. Oh, man. I'll be shaking in my boots. He's explaining me how the machine works. Where do you even get something like this? Make it stop. After school lesson. Just to hear it. What can, like, no. Oh, God. Oh, well, this is it, boys. The ultimate lucky student and the ultimate rookie are gone. We're goners. We're goners. Help. Oh! Help! Alter ego, help! Oh, it stopped it right at the moment. I'm alive. Oh, nope, no, I'm not. I'm dying again. Bye. I survived a punishment. Oh, my heart is beating so fast. Oh, my heart. Huh? Huh? What's this? What's going on? Hey, what's that? Yeah, it had to be. Alter ego. Alter ego? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? He must have planted it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell! I don't believe this! It seems you finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning.
What the heck?
What was that?
In other words,
What I'm saying is, you shouldn't have underestimated us. Why are you talking like you already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an itch. The stupid virus is gone now, got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. To waste away in a garbage-strewn pit. In a way, that's an even better special punishment. But it's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world. Is he on? Hey, Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? Just what the hell is going on?
calm down.
It's okay. We're not the ones being trapped this time. Huh?
In other words,
Now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. What are you
say?
talking about?
so
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. Okay. So... Huh. The massive high school... Why is it going back to the beginning? The massive high school towers over all the other buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Da-da-da-doo. Yeah, this is the very beginning. Hope's Peak Academy. It brings in top students from every field imaginable, a government-funded school of privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There are two things you need to attend this school. One, you have to already be attending high school. Two, you have to be at the very best at what you do. No ordinary student could enroll here. The only way in is you're scouted by the school itself. And standing there at the gate of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students was me. Oh, wow, we're going way back. We're going way back. What? Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep here just now? It wasn't any classroom I'd ever been in before. What the heck is going on? Ugh. Oh, hey, it's the thing from the first episode on the right. Finally. I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again. Then, I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare. No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What awful smell. I was in a vast dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high all across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. Heck of a situation to find myself in. But that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in here till I wasted away and died? That was his plan, that's what he said. No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remembered all too well what had happened. Alter Ego saved me. And he used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. So I can't give up now. For myself and for my friend. And with that, my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start looking for a way out of here. Okay, let's see what we got. Ah, it's a trash. No food down here, apparently. That's a rocket. And a tank. Better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. Alright. Door. Pretty door. Doesn't even look like it has a doorknob. Locked. Come on. Let me in. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't gonna be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out in here anytime soon, I decided to look around for some food. Let's see. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next, I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides. But that's still not enough reason to give up, because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was sleep. Was it? Go to sleep. My proud victory. Now we rest. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. Finally, a good night's sleep. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left, after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. And all I did was sleep and sleep. Just sleep some more. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. The crunch. Something fell. Something definitely fell. What the? The strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched, the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Something fall down over there? Something fell from up above. What could it have been? Let me see. Maybe it was food. Maybe it was food. Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand out toward whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
Huh. A giant pile of trash? Rude. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was. Yoko! You got something on your head.
It smells awful.
You got some noodles on your head. Can I have that? Kyoko?
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. Glad to hear that, Kyoko. You got a bit of garbage in your hair? She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Heck yeah, bread and water. Let's go. Give that to me. Thank you. I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way toward my stomach. Yum. Whew, that really hit the spot. I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is all I'm good about all I'm good at. Yeah, that was horrible.
Hmm?
Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. Alright, so what's up? But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
So...
To pay a debt. Or, no, to atone. Tone?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. Oh no, I definitely said something in my head, but we won't get to that point. So, you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though, excuse me, even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned, excuse me, I abandoned you. Don't say that. You didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive no matter the cost. Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I had to survive,
In other words...
is so that I can do what I came to this school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak for one very important reason. Okay. Do you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak?
Indeed.
That's right. At least I did. Once. Once? Until recently, I've forgotten what it was. You forgot? But that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible. Amnesia? Then, is it really true? You lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at this school? The first thing? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. Why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow, they would interfere with the mastermind's plans. So the mastermind just stole them from you? How is that even possible to steal a memory?
However...
And it could also mean, somehow, my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the mastermind. Which is why I had to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that and we worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big of a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? Mastermind. One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However...
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but... I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand. I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
Ugh. It's just like the dream I had before, but... Why did that just happen?
Listen.
Are you okay? Uh-oh. Yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey.
Even now, I still trust you, you know. It's just... I'm not used to relying on others.
Correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. Alright. She's just a little shy. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own. So, how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So...
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. Ooh. You mentioned your ability. My ability. What everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. Hey, the ultimate detective. Oh, that's cool. I wish I were a detective. I'm the ultimate rookie. I know a lot of everything, but still a beginner at it. The ultimate detective? That would make sense of why she was so cool with touching bodies and such.
Correct.
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone. Who?
So...
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. Oh, maybe that's why she was so adamant about it. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. Oh. Okay. Got it. What?
In other words...
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Yoko's dad. Is Hope's Peak's headmaster? Then that explains when Alter Ego told us how we thought the headmaster was involved. And that's why she actually turned all like that. I'll find a way. Huh? No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster.
No matter what?
No matter the cost.
So,
Yoko, what's going on? My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However...
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear, so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I seen when we snuck into the headmaster's room. Then, what did you see in there?
So...
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. Is this some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for the faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have had some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, the room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However...
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So, what was it like? That part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. Sounds like it must be important. Really ominous. Okay.
However...
There were no cameras and no monitors, which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mukuro Ikusaba, doesn't it?
However...
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi. So then who did kill her?
Anyway...
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba was to get me killed. Oh dang, so that was the intended target. Get you killed?
Indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion.
In other words...
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. Mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules. That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
Hey.
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. That could have been it, because, you know, the dream, quote-unquote. I could have become the victim?
Indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean... Yeah, when the fog was coming? During the night? I can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the god of death. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me to cases just like this.
Anyway.
Which is exactly what happened with you. So she can hear, or like she can just detect when someone's about to kill someone. That's how she knows. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
Correct.
I ran into your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However...
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... Whoever the mass assailant was, they ended up dead.
Correct.
And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. Huh. So all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try to kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right. That is a contradiction. And not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So, what does this all mean?
In other words...
It means the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about
That's right.
what happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. A tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that, they're the ultimate despair?
It would seem...
That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then they're...
Indeed.
Make no mistake. They're the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. Okay, Chapter 5, 100-Mile Dash, Pain of a Junk Food Junkie. The end. So no one died, thankfully. Six remain still. To be continued. Alright, we did a thing. Oh man. Dream Island Rocket. God, I can't. I can't with this. Ooh, we're gonna. That's. I gotta rest. I gotta rest on that one. So, there's another despair. The true enemy. Or I guess we're close yet cornered. But until then, we're gonna go ahead and end off the episode right there, guys, because we ran out of time for more. So until then, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. Also, comment and subscribe to get new feed on videos and become a member of the Cuckoo Crew today. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky so you can recommend the fidget games you want me to play or chat, your preference. Also, if you subscribe, be sure to tap that bell to get new notifications on videos so you'll never miss an upload from me ever again. But that's going to be it from Danganronpa. In the next episode, we'll continue and we'll start, I guess, on chapter 6. That would just make sense. So, yeah, until then, guys, have a nice day, have a nice night. Amateur is out. Stay safe, stay sharp, stay cuckoo crazy. And I shall see you in the next episode. Peace.